Can't decide if it's your connector. If the connector's not obviously damaged or obviously loose, then you need to check your power supply. So cutting to the power supply now, you can see the power supplies are here, and if I put them side by side, instantly you can see there is a difference. This one on the right, the black one, is a PSM 36W208 series. That's the later one, okay, and you can see that the body is shorter. It's about a half an inch or 12.5mm shorter in length than the older type. So we're going to put the new type to one side, and assuming at the moment you've got an older type. And so the older type is, as I say, the 201. Okay, so we're talking about the 201 at the moment. If you've got a 208, wait until the next section of the video. The 201 is a good power supply, but and also, yeah, when this is plugged into your power, so you connect this to the mains outlet, after about 20 minutes or so, it should get warm. And if it's staying absolutely stone cold, you'll feel that something's going on inside. It won't get hot, but it'll be warm. But if a very strong indicator is that if you put the power in and it stays absolutely cold, then you need a power supply service. We service these, we remanufacture them, we change all the old parts for new high reliability parts, and after that it won't give you any more trouble. So the green option is to go online, buy our service, and we will send the power supply to us and we'll service it. You place the order if you're in UK or mainland or Europe, and you place the order. We send you some labels by return, instructions, put in a jiffy bag, send it to us. A couple of days later you get a remanufactured unit back in the post or by airmail. Now this one should get warm, okay? So it's the large one, it's the 201, plug it in, wait 20 minutes, half an hour, it should be warm. If it's warm, it's a good indication that something's going on and it's working. If it's cold, and most of them stay cold if there's no power output from them, they say stone cold, they're definitely faulty and they definitely need to be serviced, okay? Now, if it does get warm, there's some power conversion going on, that's a very good sign, because I don't think I've ever seen one that got warm that didn't work. So, and I fixed hundreds and hundreds. So, the thing to do is just check your DC plug as well, because this is the plug that goes in the back of the dock, and make sure that all 4 pins are present, that they're not cracked or broken, and that not blackened and deformed or anything particularly wrong with that. That looks good. You've got 4 pins, they're all straight and they're connected to the actual plastic moulding. And then just inspect your cable all the way down to the top, make sure it's not loose, hasn't been chewed by a rabbit, we see a lot of those, and you know, no nicks, hasn't been trapped under a table leg or something like that. Cable's in good condition and the connector is good. If it stays cold, it's faulty, but if it's warm, it might be your cable, so just check your cable carefully. And again, if the cable's damaged, we can fit a new plug, we can fit a new cable for you. Just go online and order the remanufactured power supply. But to reiterate, if you do that, you need to send the power supply in to us. If you want to buy a new power supply, you need to contact us at sales@invibo.com. Occasionally when we have them, we list them on the website, but we've usually got very few, so if you want to buy one, then contact us. Okay. So that's the concludes the diagnostics of the 201. Okay. The other thing actually, before I move on, is just to shake it to make sure nothing's rattling around inside. You can often, when a transient, power transient that's come down the line from the main supply, it might be lightning, might be something the power company have done, there's devices inside which explode, and if you rattle it, you can hear them rattling about. So if you hear things rattling around inside, then that's a sign that something wrong with it. So again, it needs to be serviced. Okay. And then moving on to the 208, this is the PSM 36W208. Again, these are much more reliable, but these do not get warm. Okay, so if you plug it in and it stays cold, you can't tell whether it's faulty or not. So the best bet with this is obviously check the wire and the cable are the same. If there's anything obviously damaged with the cable, then you know it's likely to be the power supply. But if this will stay cold, this will not get warm, so you can't tell whether it's working or not. Okay, so the only way you can really tell whether this is working or not is by taking a multimeter, a DC multimeter, and measuring across these 2 pins. There should be 36 volts across those 2 pins. You've got the curved part upwards, 36 volts across these 2 pins. So plug it in, put your DC multimeter into those two positions, and you should see 36 volts. There'll be 18 between these two and 18 between those two as well. So these top two are ground, these two are the supply. So I say measure, if you've got power there, it's a good indication. If you can, borrow a power supply from someone else who's got a dock. Quite a few people say, I know it's not my power supply, so I borrowed my sister's or my friend's, and you know, the dock still doesn't work, but my power supply works on their dock. So obvious thing is to try it. But if this stays cold, it's still working. You can't tell by the heat test on this shorter 208 power supply. Okay. So I'm just going to cut now to, you've diagnosed your power supplies. If this one isn't working, you've got no power on your dock and the connector looks good, you can't tell with this because it stays cold.